Hello again. Let's go back into this game and see how it's going. Yesterday's video worked out pretty well, so I decided to continue on with it. We've already done this part, I think. Well, actually, this is new information. Okay, so Isoroku ga 根に手を触れると光とともに不思議な光景が現れる。その光景によって二人は一匹の魔物が橋を壊し、小屋に住む木こりを犬に変えてしまった後、滝のそばの宝箱に身を隠したことを知る。Alright, so this is more backstory, things that have already happened. This is the Arasuji, the overview. So Isoroku ga, ga is the subject marker, and they're talking about the root, the magic root that was discussed yesterday, and ne ni te o fureru. So ne is the root, ni means unto, te o fureru means to place your hand on something, fureru means to touch, and te is hand, o is the direct object marker. So te o fureru means to place your hand on something. To is, in this to has multiple meanings in Japanese. To, and it can mean and, but in this case it means when. So neni teo fureruto. So when he placed his hand on the root. Hikari to tomo ni fushigi na koukei ga arawareru. So fushigi is it's a good word to know. It pops up quite a bit. It means mysterious. And koke is a sight, a scene, scenery, and these are connected by the word na. Let's get the cursor going here. So na. So fushigi na koke ga arawareru. So this is arawareru. Arawareru means to appear. It's I don't know if it's a intransitive verb or a passive verb. I never really learned the difference between the two, but it is not an active verb. It doesn't mean to make something appear. It means that something appears. All right, and so fushigi na koke ga arawareru means. And so we got ga here, so we got a subject here. Fushigi na koke is our second subject. So that means a mysterious sight appeared. Fushigi na, it's a na adjective. There's two kinds of adjectives in Japanese. This is the na adjective type. Fushigi na koke ga arawareru. Hikari to tomo ni, together with light. So altogether, this sentence means when Isoroku put his hand on the when Isoroku put his hand on the root, a mysterious scene appeared together with light. All right. この光景によって二人は一匹の魔物が橋を壊し小屋に住む木こりを犬に変えてしまった後、滝のそばの宝箱に身を隠したことを知る。Okay. Through this scene, その光景によって、によって means like by means of. So その光景, through that scene, so through that scene, 二人は the two people, so my guy and the guy that's in my party came to know Oshiru. So you got to skip all the way to the end of the sentence here. So sono koke ni yote futari wa through this scene, the two came to know that ippiki no mamono ga hashi o kwashi. So one monster. So monsters are counted with the animal counter. So that's hiki. And in this case, because it's one, it gets changed to piki. So ippiki no mamono ga, another subject marker, hashi o kawashi. So hashi means bridge, and this did happen in the game. So a monster destroyed a bridge, and then hid himself in a treasure chest. And that's what they're telling you here. Hashi o kwashi. Kwasu means to destroy something. And koya ni sumu kikori. A koya is a hut. And kikori is a lumberjack, maybe, a woodcutter. And sumu means to live. So remember, they don't have words who, that, when, those types of words. I forget the actual name of that group of words, but they don't have them. They put everything into an adjectival phrase before the noun that they're modifying. So koya ni sumu kikori means the lumberjack who lives in the hut. Okay, so the lumberjack who lives in the hut. O, direct object marker. Inu ni kaite shimatta. Okay, so inu means dog. Ni means unto. Kaeru means change, alter. And then we got to conjugate it to the te form, so from kaeru to kaete. And then shimatta is a verb that they add to express an unfortunate outcome. So kaete shimatta means he wound up getting changed into a dog. So the lumberjack was changed into a dog. And after that, ato. So inu ni kaete shimatta ato. After he was changed into a dog, unfortunately, taki no soba no takarabako ni. So takarabako is a treasure chest. And taki means waterfall. Soba means next to. So, and then we have two no's here. So we got 1, 2, 3 nouns and 1, 2 connecting no's. So these no's, the word no connects 2 nouns, like an apostrophe S sometime. So you could say buzzard no takarabako, the buzzard's treasure chest, or something like that. Or bazado no koya, the buzzard's hut. And so you can put a lot of nouns together. They don't go overboard with connecting nouns, but it's not unusual to see 3 nouns connected this way. So taki no soba no takarabako means the treasure chest next to the waterfall. Ni, unto, in. Mi o kakushita. So mi is oneself, or not oneself, but the body of oneself. Kakusu means to hide, and kakushita, what they say here, is the past tense of kakusu. So mio kakushita means to hide oneself. And then koto is an interesting word, and you'll run into this word a lot. Koto makes a verb phrase into a noun, and a lot of Japanese involves making other things into nouns. And so, in English they say that a noun, it can be a person, place, thing, or idea. Okay, they have 2 words to handle this because they love making everything into nouns. And for person, places, or things, they use mono. Pardon me. And for ideas, they use this word koto. Okay, so the idea of hiding oneself. All right, so, but it doesn't really have much of a meaning. It's just to go forward, because then they use a direct object marker here. They use o. So they got to make this mio kakushita, this verb phrase, into a noun in order to use a direct object marker next to it. That's just how the grammar works. So mio kakushita koto is the idea that he hid himself in the treasure chest next to the waterfall. So all together now, I'll read it again. その光景によって二人は一匹の魔物が橋を壊し、小屋に住む木こりを犬に書いてしまった後、滝のそばの宝箱に身を隠したことを知る。Okay. So, through this scene, the two learned that one monster destroyed the bridge, and after, well, actually, I should probably put after earlier than that. So, through this scene, the two learned that after a monster destroyed the bridge and changed the woodcutter who lived in the hut into a dog, the monster, because we got Ga, so we're still talking about the monster, hid himself in the treasure chest next to the waterfall. All right, here we go. 宝箱の元へ向かった二人がその魔物を倒すと犬に姿を変えられていた木こりは人間の姿に戻り、お礼として橋の修理をしてくれるのだった。Okay. Alright. 二人はその魔物を倒すと犬に姿を変えられてOkay. So, when we're going to start here on this one. So when the two guys who went, mukata means to go somewhere. Mukata, so when the two went to where the treasure chest was and defeated that monster, the woodcutter who was changed into a dog was returned to his human state. Ningen no sugata. Human ningen no sugata. State. Sugata is like your form. And so he was returned to his state. Ore toshite. So toshite means as. And ore means a thank you, something that a way of expressing your gratitude. So ore toshite means as an expression of thanks. Ore toshite hashi o shuri shite kureru no datta. All right, so hashi is bridge, and then shuri is repair. So shuri suru. In Japanese, they have a class of verbs called the Chinese verbs, and those are nouns. So shuri is a noun, repairs, but you can add suru, the verb suru, to do, to make it into a verb, and it is a Chinese verb. Shuri suru is a verb, to repair. And then you conjugate suru to its ing form, or the te form. So suru becomes shite. That's what we have here. And then kureru means to receive. So shuri shite kureru means somebody is going to repair it for you. And then we have this no. This no, again, a lot of these particles have various meanings. So no, in this case, means that everything before it is an explanation of what had happened. And then datta is just the past tense of des. It's the copula. It means that this happened. All right? So let's read this long sentence. Takarabako no moto e mukatta futari ga sono mamono o taosu to inu ni sugata o kaerarete ita kikori wa ningen no sugata ni modori. Ore to shite hashi o shuri shite kureru no datta. Okay. So when the two who, because we got another phrase here, that everything's got to be made into a noun. So the two who went to where the treasure chest was, defeated the monster, the woodcutter who, because you see we got a bunch of stuff in, you got a big adjectival phrase in between, right before kikori, so we're going to use who. The woodcutter who whose form, sugata, was changed into a dog, had his form returned to a human state, and as a way of expressing his thanks, he repaired the bridge. Now this part back here is just adding a little bit to the sentence that doesn't actually get translated into English. This part, kureru, means that he did it as a favor. No states that everything before it is an explanation of what had happened. And data means that this all happened in the past. Okay, Isoroku to Kamyu ga mita toyu fushigi na koukei wa taiju no michibiki toyu kiseki de erabareshi mono nomi ga mieru rashi. Okay. So let's start with this word, erabareshi mono. Okay. Now this reshi shows up a lot in this game, and it is the first time I've ever seen reshi before. Now, I know what it means, but I've never seen it before, and I need to look it up. So erabareru means to be chosen, and mono means means a person. So this reshi must mean, from process of elimination, this reshi must be a way of connecting erabareru and mono. Erabare shi mono. It might just be shi. It might be erabare shi mono. I'm just I don't think I need to look it up. I think that's what it means. Sometimes you get so used to things that you don't have to look them up anymore. You just have to go with your gut feeling. And in this case, I don't think that my gut feeling is wrong. So this is one word, erabare shimono. Okay. So Isoroku to Kamyu, this to is and. Ga, there's your subject marker. Mita toyu. See, mita is the past term of see, so saw. Fushigi na koke, this is mysterious. Fushigi na koke, scene, mysterious scene. Wa, that's the topic marker. And the difference between wa and ga is something that a lot of people have trouble with their entire lives of studying Japanese. But I'll go ahead and tell you the secret now. Okay, so everybody knows that wa is the subject marker, and no, I'm sorry. I said that backwards. Wa is the topic marker, and ga is the subject marker. Now, people that are a lot smarter than me have thought about this long and hard. There are people have been studying Japanese for hundreds of years. Foreigners. And a lot of people have a lot of theories about it, but this is how it was explained to me. I think the guy's name's Edward Steindecker or something like that. Anyway, there's a book called Gone Fishing, and I recommend it to anybody that is learning the grammar pretty hardcore. And he explains the difference between wa and ga is, if you have wa, then everything after wa gets the emphasis. And if you have ga, the word right before it gets emphasis. So fushigi na koke wa means it's this is just background information. Don't really pay that much attention to me. The more important part is after the wa. Okay. We'll talk more about that later. Taiju no Michibiki. So taiju it means big tree. Tai, big. Tree, Ju. So Tai, big, Ju, tree. And then we have this word, Michibiki. Michibiki means guidance. And it's the noun form of Michibiku. And Michibiku means to guide somebody or to lead somebody. So, a lot of Japanese is about turning everything into a noun. So we changed the verb Michibiku into the noun Michibiki. All right, so Taiju no Michibiki. No, that's our connecting. We're connecting nouns here. So big tree, guidance, and we got a no in the middle, which connects the two. So it means the guidance of the big tree. And then we got another Toyu. Toyu, we got a couple Toyus here. And here's another Toyu. Toyu means that, called. And that's just something that doesn't really have a good English translation. You don't really translate it when you produce an English translation. But grammatically, it has to be there in Japanese. And then kiseki is a miracle. And this day means and. Irabareshi mono nomi, only. Nomi means only. And then we got a ga. So there you go. Difference between wa and ga. This wa tells you that the more important stuff in the sentence is after the wa. And this ga tells you that this right here is the important thing to consider. Now, mieru means to be able to see. We'll put this all together here in a second. And then rashi means it seems that way. All right? So that's another long sentence. Let's put that into understandable English. And here we go. Isoroku to Kamyu ga mita toyu fushigi na koukei wa taiju no michibiki toyu kiseki de erabarashi mono nomi ga mieru rashi. All right. So the mysterious scene that Isoroku and Kamyu saw is only able to be seen, so it is said, by this is the only able to be seen, it is said, by the chosen one, Erabarashi Mono, the chosen one, as it is a miracle of the guidance of the great tree. It ain't Shakespeare. All right. Oh, that disappeared too fast. All right. Now I found that these statues talk in a. There's different ways of speaking Japanese, and one of them is the religious way of speaking Japanese. And these angel statues kind of talk in that kind of church talk. The way, like the Bible in Japanese is written in a very specific way, and the way that this statue talks is kind of a imitation of that. Okay, so yoku omodori ni nararimashita, Isoroku, and so what do we got here? All right, omodori ni narareru means to come back, but this is a very polite way to say it. I don't want to get too much into the different forms, but there's a lot of different levels of politeness and humility in Japanese. And this is, I want to say, polite. I may be wrong. But yeah, it is polite. But I don't know if it's actually got a humble element in it as well. I think somebody that did the math figured out that there's 14 different levels of politeness. And this is one of them. This is different from what we had in the Arasuji and the O review. So modoru means to come back, And like I said, everything's got to be made into a noun eventually. That's the ultimate. They say that only death and taxes are inevitable, but in Japanese, making things into nouns is also inevitable. So we changed modoru into modori, which is the noun form, and then we add o. You might have heard people making fun of Japanese or Chinese people saying like, "Oh, this is the honorable so and so." This is what they're referring to. This word "o" makes it honorable. So honorable return. And then "ni" means unto, and then "naru" is a word that means to become. So, and then the polite way to say that is "narareru." So you change it into the passive tense, and that adds a layer of politeness. So, and then "yoku" means well, like well done. "Yoku omodori ni nararimashita" means you did well to return here, or great job in coming back. For now, that's probably enough explanation on that weirdness. I bet we're going to get a little bit more here. Okay, Isoroku ni warira ga kami no go kago ni arimasu you ni. Okay, so just to translate this, it's the Bible talk again. May the blessings of us, the gods, be upon Isoroku. All right. So the only thing here that I want to point out is this arimasu yoni. And the yoni is often used in all forms of Japanese. I'm going to stick mostly to just regular Japanese, but this yoni is going to show up again and again and again. So arimas means there is, and arimasu yoni, the yoni expresses a desire for something to be. So gokago means like the blessings or the favor, I guess, but kago means protection. And so gokago ga, go is another one, honorable. So gokago ga is our subject marker, and then arimasu yoni means I hope that this happens. So gokago ga arimasu yoni means may the blessings be upon you. All right. And here we are in Deruka. Disappeared. Okay, now that we're past the Arasuji, I guess I'm going to have to actually play the game. Alright, so this guy in the purple is Isoroku, and the guy behind me is Kamyu. One thing that I didn't really like about this game is that you can get different kinds of armor, but it doesn't seem that it affects the way that your character looks. Oh boy. I think I might go back to town and just find more people to talk to. But let's go ahead and get rid of these guys first. Okay, so here we go. Mamono mure o yatsuketa. So yatsuketa means to do away with. Yatsukeru is the verb. Yatsuketa is the past tense. And that's here. So yatsuketa. All right. And then mamono means monster. And then mure means group. Okay. And then we got no to connect these two nouns. So there's the no right there. So mamono no mure means the group of monsters. O, direct object marker, looking back here. And then yatsuketa means defeat. So the two defeated the monsters, although the two isn't actually explicitly stated. Japanese often will eliminate the subject of the sentence if the subject is known. Who else would it be? You just saw these two guys defeat the monsters, so it's obvious who defeated the monsters, so it's not worth mentioning. Okay, then we got Sorezore 49 pointo no keikenchi o kakutoku. 37 gold o te ni ireta. Alright, so Sorezore means each person. Each person acquired, kakutoku. 49 points, pointo, of experience. So keikenchi, it means experience points. Keiken means experience, and then chi means value. And we got two nouns here, Yonjukyu Pointo and Keikenchi. How are we going to put them together? We're going to put no in between them. So Yonjukyu Pointo no Keikenchi. All right? And then we got O. O is the direct object marker. Again, I'm repeating these over and over again so that if this is what you're trying to do, if you're trying to learn Japanese, you'll remember it. O is the direct object marker. So answers the question what? Yonjukyu Pointo no Keikenchi O Kakutoku, acquire. All right, so what did you acquire? What did you acquire? 49 points of experience. Okay. Sanjunana Gordo O Teni Irita. Teni Irita, I think we talked about this yesterday, means also means acquire. It's just a different way to say it. It means that something comes into your hand. So te means hand, ni means unto, irita means came into the hand. All right. Direct object marker, what came into the hand? What came into the hand? 37 gold. All right. Ooh, Isoroku leveled. All right. No, I'm not going to mess with the skill points. All right, so let's see where we are on the map here. Well, I was... Anyway, let's just go somewhere and see what happens. I don't really remember what's going on in this game. But I will tell you a little story while we're running about... I haven't played Dragon Quest since high school, I would guess. Looks like I can go under this. All right. And when I was a kid, they called this series Dragon Warrior. And I liked Dragon Warrior a lot. Let's see here. Can I attack these guys? And when they announced Dragon Warrior 1 for the original Nintendo, I had to have it. And so, and it was $50. That's a lot of money for a little kid, right? So I went and I got this, I figured out a way to do it. I think I must have gotten it for my birthday or for Christmas. And I was playing it, and about 2 weeks after I got it, here we go. Nintendo Power. This was right before Nintendo Power started to be published. And they ran a special on Nintendo Power. And basically for a $15 subscription, you got a free copy of Dragon Warrior. So I went from being the only person that had it, of anybody I knew in the neighborhood, to it being the only game that everybody had other than Super Mario Brothers. So I paid $50 for the game. Everyone else got it for free, and they got a subscription to Nintendo Power, which I never had because I was out of money after buying Dragon Warrior for $50. It was unfortunate. So this game did me wrong back in the day. Although I did beat it, I did enjoy Dragon Warrior, and I also beat Dragon Warrior 2 and Dragon Warrior 3, but that was about after Dragon Warrior 3. That was the end of the Nintendo age, and then Super Nintendo came out, and I played Final Fantasy 2 and 3. I played Final Fantasy 1 on the regular Nintendo, but then after that, I kind of quit playing video games for a very long time until the pandemic. Come on, I want to attack you. There you go. And had the pandemic not occurred, I probably would not be playing this game. So there you go. I just wanted to use the opportunity of, staying at home more than normal, and I work at home, so to say that I stay at home more than normal is quite a statement. But you got some free time, and What do you do with it, right? Well, teach other people how to speak Japanese. Share the secret. Because I've been studying Japanese for a quarter century, and I've gotten pretty good at it, to be honest. And I know that there's a lot of people that would also like to be good at it. So this is for you. Let me make sure that my health isn't too low. Okay, so here's our Jumon means up here. It says Jumon, and that means magic spells. And so Isoroku has some magic spells. He has Hoimi, and Hoimi is the heal spell, the standard heal spell, and then Riremito, and I have no idea what that does. I haven't used it yet. But let's cast Hoimi on. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, he needs it. I think he needs 2. And let's go ahead and give Kamyu 1 as well. Well, I don't really see where there's no towns. I wonder where this, if I go over here, what happens. Yeah, so that thing with Dragon Warrior 1 drove me crazy for a long time. And I never completely forgave Nintendo Power. I think it wasn't selling so well, and they had a lot of copies, and that's just how they got rid of the copies. Okay, so here it says Tobira ga kataku tozarareteru. So Tobira is this thing here, the door, and wa means it's the topic marker. So it's telling you that don't worry so much about what's before it. The main point of the sentence is what's after it. Okay, kataku is an adverb. It means tightly, and then toza sareteru. So toza sareteru is passive. It means that it has been closed tightly. So the door is tightly closed. The door is tightly closed. So that means, I guess we got to find a key somewhere. The game itself is really pretty. I was surprised that I'm surprised a lot every video game I play, just how far technology has come since 1990, which is about, I'd say 93 is about when I quit playing video games, put down the controller for a while. And it was when the PlayStation came out, the original PlayStation. I wasn't impressed by the PlayStation at all. I thought it was a step backward from what had come before. Nintendo 64. Pardon me. Nintendo 64 didn't impress me either. The move to 3D graphics. I know that for technology's sake, you got to keep moving forward, but I like the 2D graphics of the Super Nintendo. All right, so well, I don't think I'm going to find another village here anytime soon. So I guess I will go back over here and save it and call this video done. Yep, that's what I'll do. So I can so at these campfires here, you can get your health back. So Takibi no ato ga aru. All right. So Takibi, I'm also kind of losing my voice, so I probably should take a break. So Takibi is like a campfire, and then ato means the remains. So we got 2 nouns, and we're connecting them with no. So Takibi no ato means the remains of a campfire. Ga aru. And then ga is our subject marker. It means that the important part of the sentence is before this. So takibi no ato is the important part of the sentence. And then aru means there is. So there are the remains of a campfire. Koko de campu ga dekisou da. Campu shimasu ka? So first of all, koko de campu ga dekisou da. All right, da is the copula. It means is. And so we got koko. Koko means here. De means at. So at this point. Koko de at this at here. Campu, so camping. Ga, subject marker. What comes before it is the important part. Camp, so camping is the important part. And then dekiso is an interesting conjugation of the word dekiru. Dekiru means can do. You can do something. But by changing the ru, the ending ru in dekiru to so, S-O-U, so-u, dekiso, the so means that it is potentially possible. So dekiso means you might be able to do something. Okay? And then da is the copula. So koko de campu ga dekiso da. And I'm sure that my accent is all over the place on that, means it would seem that you can camp here. So it would seem you can camp here. Campu shimasu ka? Now campu apparently is another Chinese verb, or at least it's being treated as a Chinese verb. Chinese verbs are generally a pair of kanji. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, but generally it's a pair of kanji that gets added suitor to it to make it into a verb. But here we have a Western word, campu, that has been given the Chinese verb treatment, suru. So campu suru is to camp. Campu shimasu ka suru, you change suru to shimasu to make it polite. So, and then ka is the interrogative final particle. And so anytime you see ka at the end of a sentence, it just means question mark. So, campu shimasu ka is, do you want to camp? Will you camp? Now, it's interesting. In English, whenever you have a question, it changes the word order in the sentence. So a lot of times, and I'm trying to think of an example of that, but now they're not coming to me. But in Japanese, all you have to do to make a declarative sentence into a question is add ka at the end. You don't have to change the word order. So campu shimasu means I will camp. Campu shimasu ka means will you camp, or shall we camp? Again, it doesn't have a subject, so it doesn't know if it's I or you or we or them. It's up in the air. It's left to your understanding of the situation at hand. But in this case, we will indeed camp. And it's saying, what shall we do? Well, so nani o shimasu ka? So what? Nani means what. Shimasu is will do. Ka, question mark. O is the direct object marker, answers the question what. So nani o shimasu ka means what will you do? Up here we have yasumu, rest. That's what we're going to do. And this says campu menu. So, and then this is an explanation of what happens when you yasumu, when you rest. Campu de yasunde HP to MP o kaifuku sasemasu. All right, so when, and it doesn't say when, it's implied. When you rest, yasunde, yasumu, yasunde. Yasunde is the conjugation of yasumu that you conjugate it this way to show that the sentence isn't ending. So the sentence doesn't end with yasumu, so you change it to yasunde, and that allows you to continue on more in your sentence. So campu de means at, yasunde means to rest, HP to is and. MPO, direct object marker, answers the question what. And then kaifuku means restore. Sasemas. Sasemas is another conjugation of suru, the verb to do. And in this case, sasemas means to force something to happen. It's I don't remember the actual terms for these conjugations, but there are words that like specific terms for all of these different conjugations. Verbs conjugate very differently in Japanese than they do in English, and with a lot of repetition, you'll get used to the ways that they conjugate. There's not a whole lot of ways that they conjugate, but they're mostly quite different than English, and this is one of them. To force something to happen is saseru, and then to make it polite, to make saseru polite, you drop the ru and add mas. So sasemas is the polite way of saying that you're forcing something to happen. This is a Chinese verb. Kaifuku. Kaifuku suru means to restore. So kaifuku sasemas means to force the restoration of something. So campa de yasunde, HP to MP o kaifuku sasemas means by camping, by resting at a camp, you can restore, you can cause the restoration of your hit points and magic points. There you go. And we'll just camp until dawn. Asamade. So this, let's see here. Asa means dawn. Made means until. Very long-winded, I know. I figure this is going to come in handy to somebody. I mean, if you learn Japanese, you got to know all this stuff. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so this is this is the last thing I'll do. Doko kara tomonaku koe ga kikoeru. Tomonaku. I'm not sure if that's a grammar word or if it's its own standalone word. So let me look it up in the dictionary and see. Yeah, it is a standalone word. Okay. All right. So, koe is voice. Kikoeru means to be able to hear something. Ga is the subject marker. So, koe ga kikoeru means you can hear a voice. And tomonaku means like subconsciously. And then dokokara means from somewhere. So from somewhere you hear a voice in your subconscious. I mean, that's what the dictionary is telling me. Yeah, out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. That's a better translation of tomonaku. Tomonaku. Out of nowhere. Okay. And I am going to, let's see, save the game and then quit. Okay. And just go ahead and do that. Well, thanks for joining me again. Hope it was useful. One can only hope. All right. Have a great day, everyone.